was here at that meeting, of 5 charges, which I've handed out to you, which have been sent to, no, not just yet. They can be, were sent to his home by registered mail, by email, and by regular mail, and to the members of this committee as well, by the secretary. I just want to make sure everybody has a copy of this, okay? The proceedings are going to be governed by Robert's rules. We're going to conduct a trial, essentially tonight, where each party gets to have their say about the charges before us. This will be an executive session, as Robert's rules calls for, with regard to a trial. If there are any non-members present who will be called to testify by either party to the matter here tonight, they will have to be outside the room during this proceeding until it's concluded and until they're called to testify. The time that we have is until 9 o'clock, so we're going to be governed by that.
Are we going to go all the way to 9?
I don't know. Yeah, we could do some other things if we don't.
Can I ask one question about the agenda?
Just to walk through this, Robert's rules requires that the party charged indicate whether they are pleading guilty or not guilty to each charge. They will get to make a statement on their behalf. Each party could do that, and then they can have their time to speak on each charge in which there's not a guilty plea entered. And then we'll hear from any witnesses that are to be called, and then we'll time for closing statements. And after the closing statements, the Mr. Prentick will leave the room so that members of the body can discuss the matter. And then we'll take a secret ballot on each charge. And separately, should any guilt be determined, a penalty be prescribed by this body. So that's what we have to do according to the rules. And John, do you have somebody that's acting as your representative tonight, or are you doing that?
Well, I have 2 representatives here that I've asked.
Well, you get to have
here.
a council, not 2, so you can pick one. And
Well, I'm waiving the executive session, which is under my right to do that, so I'm allowing.
well, actually, that's not what Robert's
Sure it
rules
is.
says.
I can waive that. And this is also, Greg, governed by the state party constitution, and the state party's constitution has a provision that Robert's Rules of Order, that any removals, that there needs to be, and I'll read the statement here, and this is right from the general provisions going to the executive committee. Notice of every proposal for removal by any committee, by other body of the party, shall be included in the notice of the meeting, and the individual concerned shall be served with detailed statement of the charges against him or her at least 10 days prior to such meeting. That was not done to the meeting of the executive committee, nor was it included in the agenda to the executive meeting where this was voted on. Additionally, at the time, the CD4 constitution was not in effect, and under the state party rules, the city committee exists under the 4th District Constitution, and the Constitution was not ratified until last Saturday, the 21st, which is outlined in the state constitution. Article 10, Section 4 And then the removal section, which I was not given notice of before the executive committee, nor was it put in the notice. That is in Article 16, Section 2, under removals. And then I also have a letter for you. And you can read that if you'd like to.
I will leave it there at the moment.
Well, you can read it for the group.
Yeah, would
Is
you
there-
please read it for the group?
No.
No, serious.
Did you make copies of the letter?
It is to be read at the meeting. So could you please read it, please?
No, I'm not reading your letter, and the chair doesn't have to read the letter. And in response to your comments regarding notice, clearly, our rules under Article 11, Section 3, removals, initiate the process of removal at the executive committee, and that's where we had that discussion. No action on removal was taken until such time as that committee met, and their determination that there should be a proceeding is in fact the meeting at which the charges against you are to be aired. That's this meeting tonight, and it's certainly been more than 10 days. We have a receipt from the post office that Mr. Hughley mailed this document dated
Was
the
it
30th of March to you on the 31st of March by certified mail. The tracking form from the post office indicates that it's unclaimed as of today's date. There was a notice left at your home on April 2nd. That's from the post office. Additionally, due to the fact that the meeting was moved to tonight from the 12th, there was, an additional email sent by the secretary twice to you, giving you notice. So,
To rebut that.
and, all right, if you wanna maintain you didn't get notice, that's your privilege.
No, that's not what I'm saying. To rebut that, it says here in the, see, and let me school you on a little bit of Constitution.
Well, actually, we're not going to go to school this
The
evening.
city committee,
When we,
the city,
John?
please don't interrupt me because I'm talking, and I was very respectful of you.
well, here's
and
what we're gonna
Can
do.
you please let me
What we're going
finish?
to do is you're
Can you
gonna
please let me
designate,
Can
you're
you
gonna-
please let me finish, please?
John, you need to designate a representative from, I presume, either Mr. Berg or Mr. Noble. If
All right,
that's
I'll
what you,
ask- all right.
or if they're giving testimony, I mean,
Right.
what's the story?
The-
We're gonna go into
the-
executive session.
The state party, the state party's constitution trumps the city and the, congressional district.
That's not the argument
And-
tonight,
And,
John.
well, yes, it is. It governs the removal and it governs the process. And for the executive
You made your
committee
point.
meeting, I was not given notice, it was not in the agenda, and this meeting, that meeting was illegal.
That's your claim, and that's your privilege, and that's fine. But now we're gonna move into the trial phase of the program. So, who are you designating to represent you, John? Because if you're not designating one of these two gentlemen, then, and Mr. Murray's under the same requirement to leave too, thank you. You can pick whoever you want, it doesn't matter to me.
Just a minute, I asked for a recess. What I can ask for. Yes, I can.